Very quickly about Cayman. Cayman is a company, a global company, giving services, both consultancy, operational services, as well as testing certification to customers around the energy value chain worldwide. You see the customers, it's the energy industry, it's the manufacturers, governments, regulators around the world. We're based around the globe in more than 20 countries, and we have served over the last 3 years customers in more than 100 different countries around the world. We are involved, have been or are involved at the moment in more than 100 smart grid projects around the world. And what I would like to do is take you on a journey, give you a global perspective of what's happening on smart grid projects around the world. And my question is to the people from Dubai and from the GCC countries is to take those relevant elements for yourself and see what can be implemented here in your part of the region. A couple of remarks on energy transition. It's very clear, the world, wherever you are, whether you look at China, India, Western Europe, Middle East, South America, this is always a useful slide to keep in the back of your mind. Because the first thing we always should start with is reducing our energy use. Second is the more efficient use of fossil fuels, but then the third one, how to integrate, how to use renewable energy sources in a most effective manner. And we're quite optimistic that solar will be implemented on a big scale. We see a lot of changes. We did a job together with McKinsey for the European Climate Foundation to ask the question, can the power sector in Europe be decarbonized in 2050, 40 years from now? And the answer is interesting, yes, it is technically and economically feasible, but a few political hurdles need to be taken. One of the hurdles is that Europe needs to be connected and interconnected by supergrids, part of the smart grid solution. And I come back to smart grids in a minute. Another thing what we see is clearly the electrification of society. We also see slowly a fuel shift taking place in the world. The introduction of electric vehicles, the introduction of electric pumps, heat pumps, is on the go worldwide. Gas is extremely important worldwide, particularly in the context of renewables, in the context of climate change. If you look at the short term, the position of gas very much determined, for instance, by the energy scenarios run for 2050. But we also see that the energy efficiency regulation and the programs really have an impact on a lot of new housing projects. But on the longer term, gas is seen as a very important balancing fuel. It's very easy with a gas-fired power plant, in the context of renewables, the quick start and stop with gas plants. Obviously, I don't need to explain that to you. But also, what is important is the whole development of sustainable gases, unconventional gases, as explained earlier this morning.